Welcome to the consolation game of the 2018 Coal Bowl Classic. This game features two teams that played in the Dan Willie McKinnon division, the Hants North Flames and the Breton Education Centre Bears. My name is Alex McLeod. I'm here with John Guy Demeter. John Guy, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Alex. Alex McLeod, the Tony Romo of Coal Bowl analysts. I'm happy to be here.
Officials for this afternoon's game, Gerard O'Coin, Eric Martin, and Dale Farish.
It's the all-star lineup of referees today, Alex.
All three officials looking very tired, especially Dale Farish. He's 73 years old and it's really starting to weigh on him. And the tip is controlled by the Flames. Here's Gorman. These two teams met up on Wednesday with the Flames coming out with a win.
That was an exciting game, Alex, so hopefully we'll have another close matchup this morning for a bronze medal.
And it's Odo with the steal, and he's running point guard duties in the Euro step to the big man, and he gets it to drop.
Beautiful move by Robert Odo.
Robert Odo getting his first start of this year's Coal Bowl.
Robert Odo looking like Magic Johnson out there.
Odo starting in place of the injured Morgan McIsaac. And now it's Smith. He gets it up top to Brown, over to Gorman. Gorman back up to Brown. Gorman will drive. He'll take the pull-up jumper. Can't get that one to drop, and it's rebounded by Meservy and over to Stacy. Stacy pushing the ball in transition, looks to get it to Odo. Odo hustling back on defense. Good hustle here from Logan Jewer, but it's Gorman who puts it in for two. And we're tied here, just over a minute in.
Alex, I'd like to see Stacy put a little more pressure on the defense by attacking the hoop more early in their sets.
Stacy has been a great ball distributor for the Bears this year. Hasn't really been that effective, not effective, but aggressive, I should say, in scoring the ball himself, but
exactly.
He gets his teammates involved.
He does a fantastic job distributing. It would just be nice to see him put a little more pressure on his own defender early, just to keep them honest.
And we have Smith. He'll launch a three. He's short on that one. Rebound to Jewer. Jewer over to the point guard, Stacy. Bears playing today's consolation game after a loss to the Holy Trinity Knights last night. That was a 16-point game. 96-80 was your final in that one. And the Flames come in after a big overtime loss to the Sayre Saints. 67-63. As the Flames will inbound on the baseline, and it's Gorman.
Bears in a bit of a full court press here.
And it's stolen by Odo.
Tough pass there by Hants North.
Stacy to the corner from Meservy. He'll launch a three, and he connects.
I was watching Dylan in the warm-up. He didn't miss too many threes. Looked like it might be a hot shooting day for him.
Meservy has had a great tournament. He put up 40 points in last night's loss. As it's Smith now for the Flames. Big jump stop and the floater. Can't get that one to go, and it's rebounded by Meservy. Meservy runs the point for the Bears. Gets it over to Stacy. Stacy thinks, kicks it back over to Meservy. He'll launch another three, and he's good. Meservy hot from deep early. 8-2 advantage for the Bears. 7 minutes to play in the opening quarter. That one's bobbled by Jensen Singer, and it's taken by Rutledge. Rutledge over to Stacy.
Be interesting to see if Breton keeps going to Meservy.
Meservy, he'll launch again. And rebounded by Rutledge. He gets it out to Jewer. Back to Meservy. And he's trying to dump it off, but he's going to get whistled for the travel. As we're going to have Tony Ty checking into the game.
Now the game begins. Tony the Tiger Ty.
And now it's Brown. Back over to Gorman, looking to work on this 2-2-1 press of the Bears. That's tipped. And Gorman again. Gorman over to Brown. He'll launch a three, and he's able to connect on that one. And Tony Ty. Tony's had a big week off the bench for the Bears.
Yeah, this has been some of the best basketball I've seen Tony Ty play. Did a great job there. Again, I like to see that, putting pressure on the defense early. Draws a foul.
That foul goes against Chase Brown. That's his first personal and the first foul against the Flames today. And that ball's tipped and stolen by Gorman. He'll outlet to Smith. And Smith gets the roll. A little less clean than he would have liked that one, but he gets it to drop, and it's Ty working on Gorman. Gorman applying some pressure in the backcourt. It's Stacy now. And that's an 8-second violation. And that will be Flames ball as Bobby Odo checks into the game.
The Bears looking a little flustered right now, Alex. They're going to have to settle in.
Consolation game. One of the most difficult for Bears players to get up for, as you think all week and all year about Coble, and that it's a difficult game when you know you don't have a shot at the title, but Bears appear to have some motivation in this one.
Yeah, it's a tough game to get up for, but they can't take for granted how difficult it is to win a Coble medal and how good they'll feel if they can finish this week with a win.
And it's Meservey. He skips it over to Odo. Odo looks to work baseline, cuts it back. He gets it to Rutledge. Rutledge will drive. Big jumps up, goes off the glass, and he's good for two. Smith now. Gets it over. That's Brown, gets it back to Smith. Smith goes right up. He can't get the roll, and it's rebounded by Rutledge. Hands off to Odo. Odo, the bounce pass to Rutledge. Rutledge again, great footwork there from Rutledge. Can't get the whistle.
Little contact there, Alex, but gonna have to play through that apparently.
Officials letting them play early here. Now it's Gorman. To Smith. Smith looking for his options. Gets it over to Gorman and Brown. 8 seconds on the shot clock. It's Smith. Smith to kick to Brown. He's gonna have to hoist one. He skips it over to McClellan. He able to get one up. Can't find the rim, and it's rebounded by Mitchell Rutledge.
Good defensive possession for the Bears there, Alex.
Here's Odo. Odo picks up his dribble, looking for some help. Coach Greg Campbell looking for a foul call there, looking for an over the back.
It looked like there was some contact there, Alex, but again, it looks like they're going to have to play through that.
And Smith gets it over to Brown, back to Smith. He works on Odo. Odo takes it back out. It's Gorman now. Over to McClellan. He'll launch a triple. Can't get that one to fall, and it's rebounded by Tony Ty.
There's the call Coach Campbell wanted, I believe.
Dale Farish, veteran official, issuing that foul to Griffin Smith. That's his first personal foul, and the second on the Flames here in the first. And Parker Smith checks into the game for the Flames. Reminder, you can hit us up on Twitter at AlexMcLeod24 or at Colbull2018. Questions, comments, feedback, your analysis. You can also interact with our hashtag Colbull Classic. Anything at all, we'd love to hear from you. We had some great social media going on last night during both of our semifinal games. We hope that continues today. And we do have our first tweet of the day in. This one from D. Harv, who says, "Let's go Flames, hometown proud." And it's Smith now attacking for the Flames. And that ball's going to actually stay in bounds off of Dale Farish's foot. Farish not as quick as he used to be as it stays in bounds. And Smith will go baseline. Now it's McClellan. To Durling, who just checked in, and he gets it to go.
Off the glass.
Not quite sure he called bank on that one, but we'll give it to him nonetheless.
I'm sure he'll take that.
And it's Tony Ty now. He gets it over to Meservey. Meservey, the corner to Odo. Back up top, Meservey has a wide open look for three. Can't get that one to drop. Good tip there from Rutledge to Odo. And that foul is going to go against Durling. I think Odo may have thought that one was against him, as he was ready to hustle back on defense.
Coach Campbell calls out the baseline out of bounds play here. Beck has been very successful with scoring on their baseline out of bounds plays this week.
Into the corner, it's Rutledge, and there's a reach. That one's going to go against Griffin Smith. That's his second personal foul. Fourth foul against the Flames with just over 3 minutes to play here in the first. As he's going to check into the game. As Gorman comes back. It's Meserve to Odo. Odo thinks about the three, dishes over to Rutledge. Rutledge pulls, can't get it to go.
Seemed to be some contact on that as well.
Now it's Gorman. Gorman sizing up Ty. Gets it out to McClellan. Good Brown.
Good closeout by Rutledge.
Open look there from Durling. Missed rotation for the Bears there, but it's rebounded by Ty. Ty driving hard, and he's going to get called for to travel. 2 minutes and 33 seconds to play here in our opening quarter. The score is Hants North Flames 12, Breton Education Centre Bears 10. Gorman over to Durling, and Durling gets away with maybe steps there, but he gets to Gorman. As Gorman will drive, he'll toss up the little looper, and it's rebounded by Odo.
Odo giving some major minutes early in this game.
And it's rebounded by Brown. Brown going in transition. And he gets it to go for two. Substitutions ready to come into the game for the Bears as Jordan Hennessy and Sam Stacy look to check in.
Hitting the Bears number 5, Sam Stacy. Number 13, Jordan Hennessy.
As it's Gorman to inbound for the Flames. Brown, as the Bears fall back into their zone. And it's Durling now. Back to Brown. He gets it up top to Parker Smith. Over to Durling. Thinks about it. Gets it back to Brown. Gorman working on Rutledge. Up top. Brown. He'll take a three. Can't get that one to drop, and it's rebounded by Meserve. Stacy now conversing with head coach Greg Campbell, looking to get a score and cut into this deficit. It's Meserve. Rutledge. He'll drive. He kicks out. It's Odo who fakes. Odo, nice wraparound pass to Mitchell Rutledge. He gets that one to go. Great pass there from Bobby Odo.
Yeah, Odo gave up on the turn down that three. Thought he should have taken it, but made the right decision apparently.
Odo passing up on a good look for a great one. As we have Brown now over to Durling in the corner. He'll launch from the corner. Can't get that one to go. Rebound by Rutledge, and now it's Stacy running the point for the Bears. Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Meserve can't get the touch on that one, and it's outletted to Gorman. Gorman thinks about a three. He'll take the second look. Can't get it to go.
Lots of contact on that three-point shot as well.
Official Eric Martin right in the area. Didn't deem that worthy of shots as we have Stacy. He'll drive. He kicks it all the way out to Meserve. Meserve, and he's going to get to the free throw line. Foul going against Parker Smith. That's his first personal foul. The Bears will be in the bonus for the final 20.8 seconds of the quarter. 5 fouls in this first quarter going against the Flames. The Bears still yet to pick up their first foul. Bears very disciplined defensively here to start the game. As Meserve gets the first one to drop. And Guy, it's something we talked about all week, how important free throws can be. You always remember the ones that come down the stretch, but first quarter, second quarter free throws just as important. Absolutely.
These are the potential game winners. I always said that. First free throws of the game could be the difference between a win and a loss.
And now it's Henniger who's just checked in for the Flames. Over to Gorman. Gorman, and that's going to be a foul on Dylan Meserve on the block. His first foul, and Bears' first foul.
And a trend I've noticed this week with Breton is that they may go stretches without fouling, and then they seem to pick up quick ones. So they have to be aware that even though this is Dylan's first foul, he's got to be aware not to pick up any other silly ones along the way.
We've seen some of the Bears in foul trouble all week long. Specifically, one of their leaders in grade 12, Mitchell Rutledge. He's fouled out of 2 games, but he's doing a good job so far today.
Something interesting to watch for today, Mitchell seems to, he tends to pick up at least 1 offensive foul per game. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep away from that today, because a lot of times that's the difference between his 4th and 5th foul. Early in games, he may have 1 or 2 fouls, go to the hoop a little bit out of control, pick up that offensive foul, and it tends to come back to haunt him later in the game.
And not only does it hurt him late in the game, but if you pick up that offensive foul when you're playing early with 2, your coach is going to let you play with 2. You go and you pick up that charge, you're on the bench for at least the end of the half.
Absolutely, and they need him on the floor. He's key to this team. He has to be on the floor for them to have a chance. During the week, whenever he's had trouble and had to have been on the bench, it seems to be that when the other team really makes their push. He's a force inside defensively. Even when he's defending out on the perimeter, he's one of their better defenders. So even when he's not showing up on the stat sheet, which he does, he's key in every other aspect of the way they play.
And we're just about ready to get this second quarter going. It's 14-13 for the Kansas North Flames.
Close game as expected, Alex.
These 2 teams played a back-and-forth game on Wednesday, as we mentioned, with the Flames coming out on top. It seems like every Flames game this week has just been a nail-biter.
Yeah, very true.
And now here's Stacy for the Bears. Stacy gets it over to grade 9, Dylan McSween, who just checked into the game. Up top to Murphy. Jason Murphy gets it to Stacy. Stacy with the screen from Odo. Stacy, he'll pull up for 3.
Why not?
Can't get that one to drop. And it's rebounded by Brown.
Stacy has to take that open look. He tends to shy away from looking for his offense, but he has to keep the defense honest. Make or miss that shot. He has to take it. He has to make the defense believe that he could make that shot throughout the game.
I definitely agree with that analysis, as he has to be a threat. Otherwise, you're really just guarding 5-on-4, looking to cut off his passing lanes. And we have Brown now. Gets it to Jensen Singer on the free throw line. He'll throw the fake. Looks for the foul, but he doesn't get the call, and it's rebounded by Murphy.
Forced into a tough shot there, too. Hard to get that call.
And it's Hennessy now on the baseline. Out to McSween. He'll launch the 3. Can't get it to go off the glass. Tipped by Jensen Singer, but it's corralled by Gorman. Gorman now working on Hennessy.
Big man Hennessy defending out on the perimeter.
And the bounce pass down low to Tipping. Colton Tipping can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Odo.
Shot blocked by grade 9 Dylan McSween. Promising young player for Breton.
And it's Murphy. Murphy may have injured his hand on the play. He's slow to get back.
Yeah, McSween looks like he may be hurt. It's a long week, Alex, and the fatigue wears on players as the week goes on.
For these teams making the playoffs, it's 6 games in 6 days. A grueling task, to say the least.
It really is. The key to this tournament isn't always straight up skill, because by the end of the week, players are tired, they're sore, they're injured, and that changes everything.
As Henniger on the line gets that first one dropped and can't get it to go on the second. And that's going to be Bears ball. And the Flames coming out in the press. It's Stacy now. Stacy crosses the timeline for the Bears. Over to McLean. Aaron McLean back to Stacy. Stacy gets it down low to Odo. They bring the double and it's tipped away. And we have a lot of contact here in the backcourt. It's an unsportsmanlike foul.
I thought that referee Dale Farish was going to call a double foul there. They seem to get tangled up.
It Official Ferris making sure this game doesn't escalate quickly as we're here early in the second quarter, pardon me. Doesn't want anything to come of some seemingly inadvertent contact, but
as far as we could see, it was inadvertent. But you know as well as I do, Alex, when you're down in the paint there, things happen that not everybody sees. So perhaps Ferris saw something there that we couldn't.
Yeah, that's right. It kind of looked like it started inadvertent, and then once they got tangled, maybe they started to get a little more physical after the fact.
Yeah.
As Coach Greg Campbell takes his first time out of the half.
And we definitely don't want any extracurricular activities happening here on the last day of Coal Bowl. I know these two teams had a very intense matchup earlier in the week, and I'm certain that some of those feelings spilled over when Hants North pulled off that big win earlier in the week. Their fans spilled out onto the floor.
On the court after a win on Wednesday.
As if they won the tournament, and I don't blame them. That's a big win. I certainly have nothing against that, but I absolutely think that that the Beck players are remembering that, but they've got to take that out on the floor in the game, not anything extracurricular. There can't be bad blood. Messervy back on the floor after a short rest.
We have another tweet in, this one from Megan Andrews, who says, "Burn them out of the gym, boys. You got this, Flames." The Flames, they bring the heat, and so do their fans. As it's Singer now on the line for the Flames. Singer off on the first.
On the line for the Flames, Jensen Singer.
And able to connect on the back half. It's 16-13 in favor of the Flames.
Lots of Hants North support here this week, Alex, and it continues today. Their girls team down for the week for the tournament, and lots of parents with them.
And I think that's one of the differences we've seen this year as opposed to other Coal Bowls. A lot of local talent on display this year as Gorman hits the three, and it's stolen by Henniger.
Careless pass by Hennessy on the out of bounds.
And
that is back over.
That may have been a missed call there from Tail Ferris, as it looked like he was back over. Now it's Gorman. Looks for tipping down low.
And as I always said, Alex, the ball doesn't lie. The Beck Bears get the ball back after what I suppose looked like a missed call, maybe not.
And it was Rasheed Wallace who always said it best. Ball don't lie. As Rutledge gets right to the rim. But he's unable to connect, and now Gorman gets it over to Henniger. Henniger thinks about the three, but he gets it back to Gorman. Here's Brown now on the wing. They swing it all the way around to Henniger. All the way back around to Brown. Brown will pull a three, and he connects.
That was just a tough shot, Alex. Well defended.
And it's Rutledge showing off his guard skills on the top as he gets it over to McLean and back up top to Stacy. Rutledge now working on Singer. He'll take the pull up, and he's able to connect on that one. That was a gorgeous possession there for Mitchell Rutledge.
Rutledge is a very, very skilled big man. We don't always get to see it because of what his team needs from him. He has the ability to play any position on this team when he needs to.
Rutledge, the grade 12, one of the leaders for the Bears, as it's Carson Brown who hits from downtown again as the Flames getting hot and deep here in the second quarter. They nail out their largest lead of the game at 10 as McLean gets it up top to Stacy.
Beck needs to be careful not to let this get away from them.
We're going to see Jewer check back in on the next whistle, and it's stolen, and here comes Colton Tipping. And it's Mitchell Rutledge, and the fake from Tipping, and there's going to be a foul called against Jordan Hennessy. Oh, pardon me, it's going to go against... Oh, maybe it is against Hennessy.
Loose ball foul on Hennessy on the rebound there, Alex.
I thought official Eric Martin said gold there for a second, but gold, green, you know, G words, they're close. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here from Flames head coach Toby White. He has to be pleased with the effort his team is putting forward here in the second quarter, pardon me.
A couple of big threes lately for them have stretched this lead a little bit. I'm certain that Coach Campbell has got to be imploring to his team to focus on closing out, getting in the space of the shooters, chasing them off the line. That seems to be where they're finding success right now.
And Coach Toby White, his team seems to have the momentum right now. Is this a timeout just to give his guys a break to make sure there's no drop in level of play here in the second quarter?
Yeah, I mean, he's, as I would, I'm sure, going to budget his timeouts throughout this game to just get little spurts of rest for his team. They're playing well, but he doesn't want them to wear down. He wants to make sure that they're fresh. Now is a good time. Give them a little break. Remind them of what he needs them to do, and you know, hopefully that they can extend this lead even more. I'm sure he's hoping for. You can't take the timeouts with you when the game is over, Alex. So it helps, especially again as we stated, 6th game in 6 days. You need little bits of rest in order to be able to play at a high level for the entire game. And with this 10-point lead, it's important to keep it there for Hants North. The closer this game is, the better chance it is for Breton.
And Gorman now in the corner, working on Jewer. Up top to Henniger. Gorman. It's Henniger. As the crowd counting down the clock when it was still well over the countdown as they were counting down 3, 2, 1 at 8.
That's why as a player you have to be watching the clock yourself. You can't trust what you're hearing.
Especially not in an opponent's gym where we've seen the Bears faithful.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the early countdown by an opposing fan.
I agree.
I'm
not a fan of that one.
However, it is what it is.
Yeah, you have to be aware, as you said. And here's Meservy. And I believe it's going to be a reach-in foul. Goes against Chase Brown. That's his second personal foul. First team foul of the second quarter.
Fouls on 7-goal, Chase Brown.
Dale Ferris getting some exercise here as he runs halfway over to the scorer's table. That's all right, he can use it. And we're going to get some substitutions in here.
3 of the fittest officials we have here this week.
Absolutely, as we know who's not the fittest official, and that would be Paul DeBailey. He's in the gym today. He's going to be doing our championship game later.
Again, the officials here, top-notch, as is the case every year at Cobo.
And that's one of the things that Cobo prides itself on.
Now that's a tough call, Alex. He's behind the backboard.
I was just going to say, difficult interpretation there. How can you attempt a shot at goal when you're behind the backboard? I guess by rule he did go up and he was trying to shoot, as difficult as the shot may be.
Sure. Another way to look at it is it a smart foul by Meservy, you know, to try to block a shot on a player that's behind the backboard?
And Singer gets him to go, and he wants to silence the Zoo crew here. And they get it into tie.
A little bit of pressure there on the out of bounds.
Gorman called for the push. Or block, sorry. It's Gorman's first. Second foul going against the Flames. Just over the halfway mark of the second quarter. 10-point advantage for the visiting Flames.
The team fouls seem to have swung the other direction in the first quarter. It was Hants North that were picking up fouls. It seems like Breton is catching up to them now.
And it's Stacy now, sizing up Henniger. Good defense here from Henniger.
Meservy posting up.
And they get it down to Meservy. He'll drive. He's going to take the tough fadeaway. Can't get that one to drop. And bobbled for a moment by the Flames, but it's gathered by Henniger. They get it to Gorman and up to Jensen Singer. Singer working on Rutledge. And that's stripped by Stacy. Gorman now. Gorman up top to Henniger. Henniger drives. He'll go up. Can't get that one to go. And it's grabbed by Rutledge as Stacy. He'll outlet to Rutledge. Rutledge with a quick bobble. And there's going to be a foul here against McClellan as Rutledge doing a good job taking it to the hole and going to the line for 2.
Rutledge looking a little shaken after that hard take. He's as tough a kid as I've ever met, though. I have no idea what it would take to take a player like that out of a game.
And as we mentioned, a grueling week. I think it's even tougher on the bigs than the guards. You see a lot more physicality being let go down on the block.
And he is a physical player by nature.
Quite the opposite of myself, but we'll leave that one alone for the time being as Gorman carries the ball for the Flames. Gorman working on the zone of the Bears. Now it's Henniger to Gorman. And that's going to be a turnover.
I noticed the Hants North team is counting down the shot clock very loud now, which is a smart move to offset that early count we saw before by the fans.
And that's one of the important things that a bench can do. As just because you're not in the game doesn't mean you can't contribute to helping your team do the best they can on the floor. We have an injury here in the backcourt. It looks like Max Parsons.
Seemed like he just got tripped up as he was trying to defend in the backcourt there.
Parsons in some pain right now. As we have the medical staff of the Coal Bowl coming over to check on him.
We see medical staff, registered nurse Chris Rose attending to him.
And it looks like a knee injury for Parsons. You never want to see something like that happen. Anytime a player goes down with injury, you always wish him the best, hope he can return quickly.
2 top-notch medical personnel, Blair Guthrow and Chris Rose.
Especially Parsons here as a leg injury. Hopefully he's able to return to this game and also show off his dance moves tonight at the annual Coal Bowl dance.
Something that Alex was always known for in his Coal Bowl days. More so than his basketball skills.
Getting injured or dancing?
Both. Alex McLeod known for taking one of the worst cramps I've ever seen a player take.
Cramps hurt. I mean, you know, I'll just get that right out there. That's Gorman. He gets to the rim, can't get it to go. It's Sterling now, the rebound.
Odo comes in late on defense and reaches in for not a very smart foul, an unfortunate foul. He needs to be on the floor today without McIsaac available.
On the line for the Flames, number 9, Breton Smith.
And we have Griffin Smith on the line for the Flames. And now it's Meservy for the Bears. He looks, he attacks, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds. 18 seconds to go here on the shot clock. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter as head coach Greg Campbell will use his last time out of the half.
And as I said, Breton has done an excellent job of scoring on their baseline out of bounds plays this week. I'm certain Campbell just wants to remind them of what he wants them to run. I look to see them run something here and will likely score out of this.
And I'm sure Coach Toby White aware of the efficiency the Bears have shown all week on the baseline. If you're him, are you maybe switching up your defense? Maybe jumping zone? Or you jump to a little trap zone maybe?
I would, but not every coach likes to do that. Some coaches just like what they're running and would trust that defense and just try to play it honestly. But I do know that Campbell has some very crafty out-of-bounds plays in his back pocket, especially against zones in particular. So just knowing what I know, I would switch out of this for one possession. It'll be interesting to see how they deal with it.
For those of you who don't know, John Gee was the coach of the Bears for 7 years. Greg Campbell served as his assistant during that whole period.
Yes, and I know what Greg is capable of. He's a very, very strong X's and O's coach. Very intelligent coach.
Campbell is joined by assistant coach Sandy Carney this year, his first year with the team. And it's tied to inbound. They get it out to Stacy.
Seemed like they were looking for Messerfy on that. Got jammed up, though, on the cut back to the hoop.
And it's Rutledge now. He gets it out to Stacy. 7 on the shot clock.
In the post. Can't handle the pass.
And the Bears going to apply this 2-2-1 zone here. 3 minutes to go in the first half. It's Smith, gets it over to Gorman. Gorman now. I'm not quite sure what Smith is doing in the backcourt, calling for the ball. As he goes up with the floater. Can't get it to drop, but it's tapped out, and it's Gorman. Smith again, and he's going to get whistled for steps. 11-point advantage here. Bears struggling to find a rhythm offensively. Just 18 points thus far in the first half with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to play.
We see the Bears trying to post players up, but the guards are having a lot of difficulty making those entry passes, Alex.
And some good defense here from Cameron Durling, but he's going to dive out of bounds.
There can't be more than a second remaining in the backcourt if this is still in the backcourt.
And it is.
Smart play to get it right to the front court.
And now Stacy surveying and hands off to Ty. Tony Ty. The spark plug off the bench this year for the Bears.
Again, not such a great pass into the post to Messerfy. Would like to see Stacy use some ball fakes here, some pass fakes. Fake high, pass low. A very nice pass.
And McSween had to force that one up, just 1 second on the shot clock as we have Jensen Singer now the other way. He'll toss it out to Durling, who gets it up to Smith. Griffin Smith. He drives, he puts up a little floater, and he gets that one in.
The Bears defense seems to be a little bit leaky here, Alex. There seems to be major gaps there that Hants North is able to get through. They've got to tighten up their help a little bit if they plan on stopping Hants North. Just a little bit too easy to get to the hoop there.
And Stacy inbounds, and it's tipped, so we have no back over call. The coach is looking for one, but I think that was a good call there from Dale Farish. And Farish is going to come in and call a foul against Jensen Singer.
A little bit heavy on the box out there on Messervy. Messervy's tough to keep off the glass, so you have to box him out hard. But Hants North, the Hants North player bringing that box out a little bit high, pushing Messervy back. Can't do that.
And it's Parker Smith checking into the game for Singer.
There's that out of bounds. Messervy gets a great look, but can't handle the pass.
And it's Durling now. Durling gets right to the rim, and he gets the and one to drop. Foul's going to go against Dylan McSween.
That's a tough one on McSween. That's a little bit of inexperience there. If you're going to get back and challenge that shot, you either have to make sure that you're getting back and cutting off the offensive player completely, or foul him so that he can't score the hoop.
Yeah, I agree. You have to do one or the other in that scenario. You can't go halfway. And that results in a three-point opportunity here for Cameron Durling. Durling able to complete. And it's a 16-point advantage for the Flames. Zervi takes out to McSween. He skips it over to Ty. And that's taken away.
Again, trouble with the entry pass.
And we have a kicked ball. It's going to remain Bears possession as official Gerard O'Coin comes in. Had a look from that.
I forgot that Gerard was here, Alex. Have not heard his whistle a whole lot today.
And Rutledge can't get that one to go. He's definitely looking a bit sore.
Another
big take here.
Not such a great foul. Hants North is getting to the hoop with ease now, Alex.
Flames doubling up the Bears right now, 36-18. Under a minute and a half to play here. The Flames have all of the momentum in this game right now.
They just seem to have better energy, and as we said earlier, maybe we're looking at that trend of Beck teams failing to come into this game with the right energy and motivation, but it's still only early. We'll see how this plays out. Another
steal by Flames. It's Gorman this time.
And another easy hoop. Not what you want to see if you're Coach Campbell.
A difficult situation for Campbell to watch here as he's already used both of his timeouts. Just has to hope the bleeding stops. And it's Odo. He can't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound. Great second effort there from Odo. And it's Ty. He'll launch a three. The lefty can't get it to go. And it's rebounded.
Good hustle by Odo.
And it's Reservi. He gets it to go. And the Hants North Flames take their final timeout of the half. 38.5 to go here in quarter number 2. 39-18 is the score in favor of the visiting Flames.
It's going to be key for Breton to get a couple of good defensive possessions here to finish this first half. Just for morale, just to have something positive to go into the locker room with at halftime. We all know that the most important part of a game is usually the end of the second quarter and the start of the third. So although it's a sizable lead for Hants North, if you're Coach Campbell, you want to have something positive to bring that locker room to build on to come out in the third quarter and try to make a run to close this gap.
Yeah, you mentioned the end of the second quarter. Great for building momentum, going into halftime, getting the crowd behind you. Then you come out in the third, you try and regain that momentum and try and put your opponent on their back heels, as we do have some tweets in here. One from Melissa Wood. She says, "Let's go Flames. You got this, boys." And one from Selena Gomez says, "Go Flames, and you don't know cramps, man. Please be okay, Maxi Poo."
Seems to be looking a little better over there, stretching that leg out.
And we have D. Harv who says, "Garage Girls have the game on the big screen. Hashtag Let's Go Flames." And from Nolan Phillips who says, "Let's go Bears. Your stepdad watching from Alberta, Sam. Hope your room's clean out there."
Well, I can tell you this, Alex. I was in the room before the game, and Phillips would be greatly disappointed.
And it's Durling now. Great passing here from the Flames. It's going to be tipped, and it's going to be off of Durling. I think that's the right call.
So it looks like Breton could go for one last solid possession here with 24 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, Bears can hold for the last shot of the half. It's Stacy now. Gets it over to Ty. Gorman brings the double. It's tipped, and he gets it over to Meservy. Meservy now doubled. Stacy, 7 to shoot. He gets the floater up. Can't get it to go. It's Meservy who gets the rebound and puts it up and in. 1 second to go, and that's just going to do it here for our first half of action. The score is Hants North Flames 39. The Breton Education Centre Bears 22. We have 10 minutes of halftime before we get underway in the third quarter. We hope that you stay tuned and rejoin us for the second half. After the first 2 quarters. My name is Alex McLeod, still here with John Guy Demeter. Guy, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alex.
We have a shout out at halftime to you, Guy. Shout out to John Guy for being more useful than myself. Ha ha. That's from Alan Mazzetto.
Oh.
Alan will
Thanks a lot, Alan.
Alan will be joining me for the title game this afternoon.
I assume Alan may have had some fun last night.
Alan, you know, not an early riser. Unlike myself. Love getting up, you know, at 6 in the morning, stuff like that.
Crack of noon.
That's right.
Be interesting to see if Breton can come out with some good energy here to make a push to try to close this gap.
And we did get a tweet at halftime from Marissa Rowe. She says, "Come on, Flames, you got this." And from Nolan Phillips again says, "Shake it off, boys, new half. The spirit of Kemp and Peyton are with you. Make it rain." As it's Stacy now coming across for the Bears. Stacy looking for options, gets it over to Jewell. Looking to get it down low to Rutledge. He passes on the pass, and Stacy up top. And the pass down low to Rutledge, can't get that one to go. And it's tipped and taken away by Meservy. Meservy now gets it down low to Odo. Odo goes up strong.
And that's a great take.
Odo using that big frame, such a strong guy down low. Difficult to stop when he gets any momentum behind him.
He is a very, very big boy, Alex. He's as big of a kid as I've ever seen play for the Bears.
And we mentioned not only is he about 6'7" in height, but he's not a super tiny, skinny. He's not a lanky guy. He's just really, really big.
No, he's a big dude, and he knows how to use his weight. He carries himself well. He's surprisingly athletic. He's a little deceiving in how well he moves.
And he gets able to get the second go after missing on the first. And now it's McClellan over to Smith for the Flames. Smith, the corner for Gorman. He'll go baseline. He'll put up a little short angle shot. Rebound by Stacy. And we're going to have a reaching call going against Gorman.
Gorman will have trouble for this game if they continue to call that foul, because he's constantly putting pressure on Stacy and tends to reach in every couple of seconds. He's been getting away with it, and at times he might get away with it for an entire game because it just depends on the perception of the referee.
Looks like Meservy may have gotten away with the travel there, but Bears swing it around. It's Rutledge in the corner.
Be interesting to see if Brett can continue to go to Odo here, because he's got a major mismatch. There's some major contact there, but...
And that's a difficult thing, too. Odo didn't really jump on that shot either. He just kind of leaned in and tried to look for the contact. You're not going to get that call as often as if you're an airborne offender.
Absolutely. But they have to keep going to that. I think that's their best bet to get back into this game. It's where they have an advantage. They've got a substantial size advantage in the post. They just have to find a way to get the ball in there to make use of it.
And a technical foul has been issued to Griffin Smith.
And oftentimes, Alex, as you know, a technical foul can be the turning point in a game.
Just big momentum builders. And not just momentum, that's their 4th personal foul. So for the final 8 minutes of this third quarter, it's going to be bonus for the Bears.
And that's exactly what Breton wants, is to have an opportunity to score some points with the clock stopped to close this lead.
And with it being Griffin Smith, that's his 4th personal foul now, so he's going to have to sit out for likely the next 14 minutes or so.
Absolutely. There's that contact I spoke about earlier.
And it's Odo now.
Good look, a good idea, just not a great pass.
And it's Brown. Brown gets right to the rim. And he gets it to Singer, and he puts it up for 2. And it's Meservy. Meservy working on Brown. Over to Bobby Odo, back up top to Meservy. Meservy now driving left, He'll put up the fade, can't get it to go.
Looking for contact, but you can't look for the contact. That's a good call, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you said before, Odo not jumping, just sort of leaning into it, looking for contact. He has to look to score. These guys have to look to score, and if the contact is there, it's there.
And we mentioned Odo, such a big body.
Yeah, he's not going to get the benefit of the doubt there.
As it's Gorman now for the Flames. Over to Brown. Up top to Henniger. Brown now drives, he'll take the pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go off the glass. And now it's Stacy controlling for the Bears. Stacy gets it up to Meservey. Meservey.
The right idea to go to the hoop.
There's going to be a foul going against Chase Brown. And that's going to mean bonus. That's Brown's third personal foul.
The fouls are piling up, Alex. This could impact the game dramatically as it wears on.
6 minutes and 49 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 41-24 is the score in favor of the Flames. As Meservey, he struggled from the line this past couple of days. Can't get that first one to drop.
Very strange, very strange. He's a very strong free throw shooter, and we've seen him miss quite a few.
And he's good on the back half. And it's Gorman. Over to McClellan and gets it to Brown. Swings all the way over to Gorman, and they get it up to Brown again. Bears will fall back into their zone as it's Gorman. Working on Stacy, he gets it out to McClellan, who dishes up the top to Brown. Brown with it. He'll take the three. Can't get that one to drop. Rebounded by Stacy. I think if Stacy would have turned quickly there, he might have had Bobby Odo.
I thought he had him too. I thought he had him too, Alex. Odo with a nice look inside. And a beautiful finish by Rutledge.
That's a nice, big, strong move from Rutledge.
Looked like Hans North was looking for a timeout, but the noise, nobody could hear the horn.
And it's stolen by Rutledge, and we're going to have a block against Henniger. That's Henniger's first foul, and it's going to mean bonus, and now the Flames will get that timeout that Coach Toby White was looking for.
Yeah, he's going to want to put an end to this run as quickly as possible. Having some words with referee Gerard O'Coin. He wants to be careful. O'Coin is not shy about giving a technical foul when the opportunity arises.
Yeah, that is an understatement. As Toby White now talking to his troops, trying to get them recomposed here. They still hold a 14-point advantage.
And Campbell's got to be happy. He's got to be happy with the effort right now. And they have a good opportunity here with an extended amount of time in the bonus where I assume he's telling them just to continue to attack the basket, to look to create contact and get to the free throw line and score with the clock stopped.
Yeah, don't want to settle for outside jumpers right now. Obviously you take wide open looks, but you're not going to force anything remotely difficult from deep as you look to make as much contact as you can.
I'd like to see them go back to Robert Odo inside, though. They've had some success when he's able to get the ball where he wants it.
Chase Brown on the floor for the Flames with 3 fouls.
Key free throws here for Rutledge to continue this run for Breton. It's always important to continue to see the gap closing as you look at the scoreboard, as it is.
And Rutledge able to connect on the pair. Rutledge just calm, cool, and collected all week long. And now it's Brown. Gets it to Henniger, over to Gorman.
It looks like Breton is just slowing Hans North down with this pressure, not necessarily looking for a tip. As they say that, Odo gets a tip. We do have an 8-second backcourt violation. But it appears that the key here, the The purpose for Breton's pressure right now is just to force Hants North into short shot clocks, not necessarily for steals.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Guy, as it's a stolen by Brown, but as you said, the goal is forced into short shot clocks. We have to force more difficult shots. To get an easy one there from Gorman.
A little breakdown there.
Again, you can hit us up on Twitter at AlexMcLeod24, at Colbowl2018. Questions, comments, feedback, analysis. You can also interact with the hashtag Colbowl Classic. You can tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, anything at all. We'd love to hear from you. And it's Meservey now. Gets it over to Odo. Odo, he'll launch a deep three, and he's money from long range. Bobby Odo.
A big shot. Big shot, Bob.
And it's skipped over to Henniger, and he can't corral that pass. It's going to go back to the Bears. Crowd getting a little more into it now as we approach the halfway mark of this third quarter. 11-point advantage for the Flames.
And it's interesting because, as I said, Breton is not necessarily looking for steals in the backcourt here, yet they are forcing Hants North into bad passes.
That's 2 turnovers that we've seen, but they turn it over themselves. Gorman can't get the roll, and there's going to be a call going against Dylan Meservey. That's Meservey's third foul.
He's going to have to be careful. Be interesting to see if Campbell goes to his bench here. It's a tough decision to make. Meservey's been very important. He's not much good on the bench yet. They'll be in a difficult situation if he picks up his fourth anytime soon. And I see Campbell going to Jason Murphy.
And it looks like he will go with a smaller lineup and take Meservey off the floor as Gorman gets the second to drop. And it's Tony Ty now, passes up to Odo. He does react in time and gets it. And it's Murphy now. Jason Murphy.
That's why you always give your pass a name, Alex.
They swing it around. It's Murphy. He'll drive baseline.
Murphy got bailed out a little bit there. He drilled himself into a difficult situation, but he was fortunate to get a foul called there.
It looked like he may have run into his own man in Rutledge. Yeah. But that foul's going against number 8, Ethan McClellan.
2 more big free throws here for Breton. Murphy hasn't played a ton this week. It'll be interesting to see if he can cash these in. Close this gap to 10.
Can't get the first to go as that was McClellan's second personal foul of the game. And gets the roll on the second. It's Brown now. They swing it around. And it's McClellan. He gets it up to Brown. Brown over to Gorman. Gorman to the high post to Jensen Singer. That's turned over.
Bobby Odo gets his hands in there on the basketball, creates that tip. Just made a big three. It'll be interesting to see if he has some confidence here to knock another down.
And Murphy looking for the big three. Can't get that to go. Nice rebound there from Mitchell Rutledge. And he loses the handle. Foul call.
And Singer wants to be careful again, having words with O'Coin.
And that is Singer's second personal foul. As Coach Toby White will take his second timeout in this third quarter. Coach White using his timeouts early here in the second half. John Gee, we know how important they can be late. What do you think of this decision by Coach Toby White?
It's risky. I understand he wants to settle his team down. He may need this timeout right now, but he may need it later. This may come back to be issues later. It's an 11-point lead. As of right now, it may not matter to him, but if this lead gets close late in the game, he's going to be looking for that extra timeout, and he's not going to have it.
Bears still with all 3 of their second half timeouts. It's 44-33 in favor of the Hants North Flames.
Truth be told, Alex, Coach White is doing Coach Campbell a lot of favors here because Campbell is able to get in the timeout, get in the huddle here, and continue to work with his team and look for quality scoring opportunities, and he's getting some free timeouts here.
And not only that, his team using that full court press. They get a breather here as well. They get some fresh lungs. They get a fresh little break here. Get a breather under them.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because Campbell has to. When you're continually using a full court press like that, you have to make constant substitutions to get guys a rest. He was just able to get guys a couple of minutes here of some good time, rest, sitting on the bench, settle their nerves down, settle the emotions down a little bit. They have to keep things under control here. Rutledge with 2 big free throws, as they all have been today.
Good on the first. We have a tweet in from Mark Hingley. Says, very proud of the Hants North Flames this week. They have represented themselves and our school with grit and determination. Win or lose, you should be proud of yourselves. Vice Principal of North Hants.
Oh, very nice. Very nice message. Good
Great
to see the
hear
support.
that.
Always great to see the support of administration.
And the Flames get it up to Singer. It's Gorman. Gorman thinks about popping a 3, but he'll get it to Brown, who fakes.
Great closeout by Rutledge there.
Tosses the lob and the no-look tip pass from Henniger, gets to Jensen Singer, and it's stolen by Bobby Odo.
The Bears' defense has ramped up dramatically in the third quarter.
Hennessy now. He skips it over to Odo. Odo thinks of it to 3. He'll drive in. He'll toss up a floater. Can't get that one to go. And it's going to be Bears possession off of Ethan McClellan. Looks like he agreed with that call. That might be the first time today, or in the past 2 days, I've seen any of the players agree with the call.
Yeah, I've never agreed with a call in my life, Alex, so I don't know what that'd be like.
As we have Odo now on the baseline. He gets it into Hennessy, but it's stolen away by Henniger. Good defense there from Henniger. And now it's Brown who carries for the Flames. He hands off to Carson Gorman. They swing it all the way around. Ethan McClellan, he'll launch a 3. And that goes right to Henniger. A little bit unlucky for the Bears there. As Henniger gets it to go and gives the double-digit lead back to the Flames.
Yeah, hard to anticipate where the rebound from an air ball is going to end up.
Murphy, and that's going to be a kicked ball against Gorman.
Odo seems to be left wide open on the 3-point line. Just a minute or 2 ago, he hit a deep 3. It'll be interesting to see if he has the confidence to continue to shoot that. I know he has the ability to knock that down.
Rutledge now to inbound for the Bears. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's Ty to Rutledge. Back up top to Ty. And it's going to be a foul called against Henniger. I actually like that call. I think that was a lot of contact on the double.
Yeah, he's a handsy defender. He works hard on defense, but the hands are there.
As much as I hate giving a compliment to official Gerard O'Goyne, I think he got that one right. As Tony Ty now with the line shooting bonus for the Bears. And unable to get that first to go. Ty is showing great ability at the free throw line so far this tournament. He's been the guy taking technical free throws. And he'll try and get the back half to go.
These free throws are going to be the difference in this game.
And it's Jewer who will check in for Bobby Odo. Odo with a great spark off the bench there. And it's Brown now. And good job there from the Flames, really not taking much time off the clock at all as they use that 3-headed monster of Brown and Gorman. McClellan, that's a big shot there from Carson Gorman. Tony Ty now. Bounce pass to Murphy. He'll launch a 3. Can't get that one to drop. Would have liked to see him follow his own shot a little bit there, but it's taken by Henniger. Henniger goes up, and he gets it to go.
And the Bears have to be careful here. That's a 5-point turnaround in about 5 seconds.
And Meserve's going to check into the game for the Bears as Hennessy will take a seat. Coach Toby White telling his team not to worry If they disagree with the call, they just got to play through it. As Meservey goes up.
Oh.
A lot of contact there, no whistle. And Meservey able to get up under his own power there, and he stays in the game. Looks like he hurt his elbow. But the Flames came down in transition, and they extend their lead to 17. Meservey in some obvious pain over there in the corner.
Tough shot by Rutledge. I think they can find a better look than that.
And here's Gorman now. Gorman drives baseline, goes up, can't get it to go. And Rutledge able to contest without picking up a foul there.
Gorman seems to be a little tender now, limping up the floor.
As we said, it's been a physical week all week.
And that's Meservy's 4th foul, I believe.
It is Meservy's 4th foul.
Those offensive fouls will come back to haunt you.
You mentioned the offensive fouls with Mitch Rutledge, as we see it's Meservey who's now going to be forced on the bench for at least the remainder of this quarter. If you're Coach Greg Campbell, when are you bringing him back in the 4th?
I would look to bring him back a few minutes into the 4th, depending on the lead. If his bench can keep the game relatively close, you try to stretch his breakout. But again, with a 20-point lead, you have to have some scoring on the floor. He's their major scoring punch, and you need that on the floor.
Tony Ty looking to answer that big 3 from Chase Brown. Nice rebound there from Robert Odo. And he's going to get called for steps.
If I'm both of these coaches, I would be talking to my players about not talking to the referees. As I say that, Coach Campbell has an issue with Martin.
And the Hanson North Flames enjoying that call.
Now, if Campbell can settle in after this technical, maybe it will motivate his team. Sometimes as a coach, you can have a strategic technical foul to give a spark to your team, to show that you have their back.
Yeah, Guy, you took the words right out of my mouth there. I think at this point, I don't think there's a big difference between 20 and 21. If you can get a run to get things close, you try and get your team fired up, let them know you're behind them, that you're working as hard as you can for them, and try and get the same effort out of them. As we're going to have a foul against Parker Smith on a shove.
At this point, this game is a bit strange, Alex. It seems like every single call that's happening now, the players are looking to the referee with some sort of a complaint.
Yeah, and from my perspective, it's been basically like that all week long. Yeah, it's as you said, you never see a call that you like.
And I understand that, but at the same time, it distracts you from the game.
It does.
You can't focus on getting back on defense if you're worried about a foul that you didn't get called. You need to focus on the game. And do we have another technical? And we have a technical on Hanson North, Coach.
And it looks like Coach Toby White was hitting his arm, looking for a foul call.
The constant, and as I know, Gerardo Point, the constant complaining will result in a technical. It doesn't have to be more of a complaint than the last time, but as they compile, he will lose patience and just try to get you to sit down.
And I think that's fair. He tries to let him go as long as he can, but there's only so much he can take.
No, I agree. I definitely
at some
agree.
point, you just have to give him the tee.
And myself, even when I coached, I was guilty of it many times, but completely understand when a referee loses his patience. Not loses patience, just has enough.
Yep.
He's going to listen to you, but he's not going to listen to the same complaint 25 times either.
And not only just listening to it, but I think it's the hand signals as well.
Sure. As a referee, what that is the coach is trying to show you up.
Yep.
He's trying to show to the fans that you disagree, and the referees need control of this game. And in order to do that, you're going to have the coaches just coach their teams.
A 19-point lead here. Bears can hold for the last shot. About a 1.5-second differential between game clock and shot clock. As Tony Ty gets to Rutledge. He'll launch with 14 on the clock. Can't get that to go. And now it's the Flames. Maybe mistimed shot there from Rutledge. As a lot of contact there, no whistle. And it's rebounded by Murphy. Murphy with 1 second to shoot. He'll launch the half-court shot. And he can't get it to go. So after 3 quarters of play, your score, the Hansdorf Flames 56. The hometown Breton Education Centre Bears 37.
And we did see in the third quarter, Alex, that this game is not necessarily over. Beck was able to cut that lead fairly quickly in a short amount of time in the third quarter. It'll be interesting to see if they still have the energy in them in the fourth quarter to try to cut into this. If I'm Coach Campbell, what I'm looking to do is just get this to a 10-point game as soon as possible. When it's 10, that means that it's anybody's game.
And we know that Coach Campbell does have some junk defense that he likes to throw in there as well, that 1-3-1.
We haven't seen much of that this week either, but we know it's there.
2 or 3 times this week, but it hasn't been a go-to so far for Campbell.
And I'm not sure without Morgan McIsaac in the lineup if it's as much of an option. I know he likes to have Morgan at the top of that 1-3-1.
We've seen Hennessy at that spot as well.
That's true. That's true.
Those long arms of Hennessy. As we have a tweet in from Natasha Grace. She says, Hants County proud. You've got this, boys. Go Flames, go. As we're just about ready to get things underway here for our fourth quarter. Bears need a spark.
To speak to your point about the junk defenses, where Hants North struggled a little bit at times with that full court press, now may be the time to throw anything else he has at them, just to sort of confuse them, even just to create a few quick turnovers and then go back to your base defense.
It's going to be Bears possession here to open up the fourth.
And we see Tony Ty and Jason Murphy still on the floor for the Bears off the bench. Messervy and Stacy. Sorry, Messervy and
it's Rutledge down in the corner. He'll drive, and that's going to be a foul against Parker Smith. Looked like he was still, but he had the arm straight out.
It's tough. Players always think that their hands are straight up, but they tend to drop them, and that's a foul.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see it all the time where players, the arms will be dropped, they'll get the foul called, and then they'll put their hands straight up and show the referee and say, you know, this is, but that's not how they were.
As Rutledge now looks to cut into the Flames lead. And he's good on the first. Lots of time remaining here, but the Bears in need of a run. And Rutledge connects on the second. It's Brown now, over to Gorman. McClellan to Brown to Gorman. To Brown. Brown, and he steps on the sideline. It's going to be out of bounds. Bears possession. And we have a couple tweets in. One from Callie Gorman says, let's go Flames. And one from D. Harv who says, way to go, Coach Toby. Let's go Flames. And the tip there, but it's grabbed by Odo. He finds Stacy. Stacy gets it down to Rutledge. And the big block there from McClellan. That sends Gorman in transition. He goes up, and he's going to head to the line for two.
Would like to have seen Ty try to get ahead there and just get ahead of the basketball rather than try to swipe down at it. He's a real quick kid. I think he has that ability.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. Tony Ty not really known for his shot blocking abilities.
If I were to guess, he probably has never blocked a shot in his life yet. Goes for a block shot there, but at least he fouls. Doesn't allow the hoop.
And now Stacy. Bears trailing by 19 points here. Stacy gets it over to Murphy. He'll launch a three. And he's good. That's a big three from Jason Murphy. An
important make for Breton right now. They needed to see the ball go in the hoop.
And now it's the Flames. Down low, it's Colton tipping.
$16 points, still very much a game.
And it's stolen. Here comes Tony Ty. Rutledge to skip over to Murphy. Murphy up top to Stacy. Stacy lobs it into the first row. Aaron pass there from Sam Stacy.
He has to shake that off, though.
And it's Brown now. Brown over to Gorman. He gets it to McClellan. And they swing it all the way around, and it's Gorman now. McClellan over to Brown.
Have to be aware of Gorman's shooting ability here.
Screen from Henniger. And Gorman, he'll launch the corner three, and he connects. That's a big-time shot by a big-time player. Carson Gorman, money from the corner.
He's going to start to look for his shot now late in the game to try to sort of seal it for them.
Tony Ty looks to answer. Can't get that one to drop. It's rebounded by Henniger. The nice crossover at half court. He looks to go one-on-one with Tony Ty. He blocks and can't get the call as Henniger able to get it to go off the glass. It's Ty now. Looks to get right to the rim. Little scoop shot. Can't get that one to fall. And the Flames, it's Gorman. And rebounded by Rutledge. And it's Stacy. Stacy grabs his own miss. It's Rutledge now. Back to Tony Ty. He'll launch another three. That's just off. And Murphy can't chase that one down as Coach Campbell decided to go back with Dylan Meservey, who has 4 personal fouls. Dylan McSween also checks into the game for the Bears.
Now Dylan's going to have to be aware of his 4 fouls here and try to play without fouling. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to do that. They need him on the floor if they're going to have a chance here.
It's also difficult contesting. You don't want to give up easy layups. Every point's so crucial at this point. So if you have one guy out there who has to maybe lay off a little bit more than usual, that could be a huge factor.
He may even need just to be aware that it might be worth it to give up an easy hoop to stay on the floor for the stretch rather than to contest a shot and risk fouling.
And Odo launches and he banks it in.
Odo has some good offensive ability when he's confident and looking for it.
And I'm a little surprised to see the Bears still going with this 2-2-1 press. The Flames have been breaking it in fairly quick fashion thus far.
It'll be interesting to see if they go to something different for some steal options here.
Maybe you just press man-to-man, try and give them a different look full court. Foul goes against Carson Gorman. That's his 3rd personal. It's going to be Bears ball on the sideline. It's Murphy to inbound. He gets it to Odo. Back to Murphy. Murphy wanted to pull the 3, but he gets right to the rim. And it's going to be a foul call, and it's going to go against Colton Tipping.
These constant mannerisms by players after every single call has got to be wearing on these officials.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I won't be surprised at any time when a technical comes out because there's just so much jawing at the officials.
If it's not an argument, it's a mannerism, hands up in the air.
Murphy can't get that first one to drop. Important to score now with the clock stopped. And he gets the second half to fall. It's Brown now. McClellan over to Gorman. And they get it to Brown. And they get it over to Gorman. And it's McClellan now. And no call on the play. And it's all ball there, says Gerard O'Coin. And it's Meservey losing the handle on that one. O'Coin has again had enough. Just too much in his ear, and Gorman's going to get the technical foul.
So strange. It was their ball.
They were getting the ball, yeah. I'm not quite sure. He may have just been talking about something that was poor.
He may have been talking to Meservey, actually.
That may have been it as well.
I suspect there was some, I saw earlier in the game some talking back and forth between Gorman and Meservey. My guess is that when that ball went out of bounds there by Meservey that he had something to say about it.
And Meservey well off on the free throw. And He's going to go apologize to the official after hitting the ball. I think that's a good call.
I think he sees what's happening here, and he sees where it could head.
Yeah, that's a smart move by Meservey. Obviously, he
a little frustration there.
Frustrated. He was upset with himself, but he goes over and apologizes to official Eric Martin. And it's McSween gets it over to Murphy. Murphy drives the corner. Rutledge with a big chance for three, and he hits it.
And did you say, Alex, that's Gorman's fourth? That would be Gorman's fourth personal foul now. So now he needs to be careful because they really do need him on the floor as well.
And for the Bears right now with that press, I know that they practice that 2-2-1 all year, but I think they should bring maybe a 3-1-1 as that the Flames guards have been going back and forth, not even putting the ball on the floor, just making that rotational pass. Trying to give them a different look.
That's difficult there for Meservey. That's going to be his fifth foul.
Meservey fouls out of the game here.
2 of his 5 fouls being offensive fouls, Alex. Campbell needs to be careful. Campbell needs to be careful here not to pick up his second technical foul.
And the official's giving Campbell a little bit more of a leash, I think, right now. I think that if he didn't have a technical foul under his belt already, well, I think he's said a lot of things where it kind of added up to a technical foul.
I will say from experience, though, Alex, that Eric Martin will give that second technical foul.
Yep. Okay. That's something that we have to keep an eye on here in the final 5 minutes. As it's a 17-point lead here for the Flames. And we have some tweets in from Tyler M. Says, Hans North is on fire. Let's go Flames. He also says, let's go Flames. Keep that flame going. And Alicia McDonald says, you got this, boys. Let's go Flames. And Durling gets it into Gorman.
So we have a 17-point lead, Alex, with 5 minutes remaining. Breton is going to look to just create some quick turnovers here and try to get some easy baskets. The referee's really letting these guys play now. All kinds of contact at both ends.
Gorman, closeout from Odo. It's tipping. He goes to the fadeaway, can't get that one to drop. Stacy now hurries up the floor for the Bears. Stacy getting right to the rim, and he gets the and one to drop. That's a circus finish from Sam Stacy.
A nice finish by Sam. As I said earlier, I'd like to see him put some more pressure on the defense by attacking the hoop.
And that foul goes against Chase Brown as he picks up his 4th foul.
Foul trouble all around right now.
Chase Brown, Griffin Smith, and Carson Gorman all with 4 fouls right now for the Flames. Those are their 3 leaders on the offensive end. As Stacy heads to the line, looking to complete the 3-point play. Bears will also be in bonus as that's the 15th foul against the Flames this quarter. And Stacy's able to connect on the first. As Hennessy will come in for Odo, and Henniger will check into the game for Brown.
It's interesting, Alex, for Campbell to go to Hennessy at this point. Maybe we will see that 1-3-1 that you mentioned earlier.
And here comes.
We'll see the 2-2-1.
The Flames, it's Henniger. Over to Smith, and
dribble.
he's going to get called for double dribble. Yep. That's a good call, just a momentary lapse in judgment there.
That's what that press does to you sometimes. You almost get so comfortable with it.
And yeah, you get in kind of a rhythm, and then when you see something different.
Exactly. Lots of hands.
It's Stacy now. Stacy working on Henniger, gets it over to Rutledge. And there's going to be a foul, you can count it, for Mitchell Rutledge.
The Bears chipping away at this lead little by little, and there's still plenty of time left.
Jensen Singer there picking up his 3rd foul.
Jensen Singer. Rutledge shooting 1 for the Bears.
And Rutledge can't connect on that one. It's rebounded by Singer. And we have a tweet in from Nicole O'Coin who says, Flames are burning hot today. Let's go, boys. Hashtag Coldball Classic.
Some bad luck there for the Bears. And I think we have a carry. Yes.
could have made one of 3 calls there. The ball looked to get stuck on the hip of the Flames player. And
Bears going to look to cut this to 10 now, or 9.
Stacey now. Murphy looks to make this a single-digit lead, and he does. It's a 9-point advantage for the Flames.
Now it'll be interesting to see if the Flames can handle that. This is going to be a lot of pressure for them after giving up a big lead.
And the loop pass from Smith goes out of bounds.
Very difficult for this team to keep their composure after giving up a big lead.
And John Geary mentioned this earlier, the Flames with just 1 timeout remaining in this half as they used 2 there in the 3rd quarter. As Durling and Tipping will check out for the Flames.
The Bears looking to cut this to 7 or possibly 6.
Here's McSween now. Back up top to Stacey. Gets it over to Murphy. Murphy. Back up top to Stacey. Gets it over to the corner for Murphy. He gets it down low to Hennessy, who saves it. 6 on the clock. There's nobody around. And that's going to go back to the Flames. 3:26 to play in the 4th quarter. 65-56, the lead for Hants North. It's Gorman. He gets it over to Smith. He'll drive. He'll throw up the floater. Can't get that one dropped. Rebound by Hennessy. Here's Sam Stacey. Into the corner for McSween. Some big minutes here for the Great Nine.
Murphy wide open on the opposite wing, on the weak side wing here. Has already hit 2 big threes. Stacey doesn't see him though.
And I know coaches aren't big fans of behind the back passes, but I think that's one scenario where that can be definitely a big tool in your pocket.
Or even a behind the back dribble just to get to the other hand.
After he had picked up his dribble there, the Flames were going to cut off that pivot and get that pass. But I think the behind the back would have freed him up there as Smith will take the mid-range jumper, and he's good. And Greg Campbell looking for a timeout there, couldn't get it. A little bit late as the Bears had already had the ball in bounds. As Eric Martin will call a foul on Henniger. That's Henniger's 3rd foul. And Bears will get that timeout. As we're just under 3 minutes here, and so it's a good timeout for Campbell. If you don't use it in the next 36 seconds, you're going to lose it.
Yes. That's right. In FIBA basketball, you have 3 timeouts in the half. If you don't use one of them before the 2-minute mark, you lose one. You only get 2 in the last 2 minutes. So Campbell using that 3rd timeout right now, so that way he gets to talk to his team, give them a rest. The kids on the floor have been playing very, very well. Great defensive intensity, so it's a good opportunity to get them a little bit of a rest.
It's essentially a free break here for the Bears. And Campbell talking with his team. Looks like he's talking about their defensive intensity right now. Their strategy is they're down by 9 here with 2:37 to play.
Something I might look for now is for Beck to look to trap a little more with that full court press. Hants North seems to be a bit excited. Maybe force them into some bad decisions.
And we have a tweet in from Morris who says, "Let's go Flames, keep bringing the heat." And from Imperator Mom who says, "Let's go Flames."
Lots of fire and heat being brought today.
As we're about ready to get back underway here. It's going to be Stacey at the line for the Bears.
Always important free throws.
Stacey taking his time at the line and can't get the roll on the first. And goes 0 for 2 at the line, and that's going to be a foul against Jason Murphy. And I'm actually not too against that foul. They had 2 fouls to give at that point. You think going forward, They're going to have to get into the bonus at some point. Try and make that little extra effort play to get the offensive rebound.
Yeah, certainly nothing wrong with that.
And here's Singer. Singer gets it to Smith. Smith will slow things down and run the offense for the Flames. The screen from Singer. It's Smith. He puts up a tough shot, gets his own rebound. Great second effort there from Griffin Smith.
And Beck has to get a good look here. It's an important possession.
Rutledge now. And he tries his shot for the swing. That's going to remain Bears' possession with 15 to go on the shot clock.
They seem a little
7 in the game.
They seem just a little too hurried up right now. There's plenty of time. They just need to settle in and get a good look.
13-point lead here for the Flames. It's Stacy. Over to Murphy, 8 to shoot. He gets it to Stacy. Stacy lines up, dishes off to Murphy. He'll take the deep three and banks it home. They'll take them whatever way they come right now. It's Smith. As the Flames lead by 10, working on the press of the Bears. It's Smith again. He drives. He'll look. He'll pass to McClellan, who has an open look for three. He can't get that one to go, but a great second chance here from Jensen Singer. And we're going to have a foul called.
Breton has to clean up the glass, giving up some offensive rebounds on the last few possessions.
That one's going to go against Mitchell Rutledge, who's shown a great job not fouling today, as that's just his first foul. I think he had enough this week. As Gorman now. Up top to Henniger. Gorman. The Flames slowing things down, but it's Smith who'll launch a three. Can't get it to go.
Another offensive rebound.
And great hustle there from Henniger. As it's Gorman. He'll milk some more time off the clock. Gorman over to McClellan. Gets it back to Gorman. Hand off. McClellan. Smith with 6 to shoot. And again, the incorrect countdown from the crowd on the shot clock. We've mentioned this before. We're not fans of the Zoo Crew doing that.
No.
I think that's a little over the line, unsportsmanlike. As Gorman works on Stacy.
Stacy with some good pressure without fouling.
And that's definitely not what you want to do.
We have a kick there. We have a kick.
We got a foul on Stacy. A lot of time came off the clock on that possession. You don't want to foul in that scenario. Just 9 on the shot clock. If you're going to foul, you want to do it early.
We see a full reset on the shot clock right now. It'll be interesting to see if
we have.
We have bonus now. Okay.
Yep. Both teams now in the bonus with 41 seconds to go. 10-point advantage for Hants North. It's Griffin Smith. He can't get the first one to drop.
Now it'll be interesting to see if Campbell takes a timeout here to advance the basketball to save some time in the backcourt.
And Smith can't get either to go.
Doesn't give him the opportunity
but the
anyway.
Offensive rebound
That's
by the Flames. I think they have to go foul at this point.
I agree.
Not enough time left.
Now is the time to foul.
Unless they're just deciding that the game is over. But it's Odo with the
bit
rebound.
of a break there.
And it's Sam Stacy.
That's right.
Stacy gets a down low to Rutledge, and it's Odo, the offensive rebound. It's Rutledge again. Can't get it to go.
Lots of contact.
And we have a jump ball. It's going to be Flames possession. And you're likely to see the Flames dribble this clock out as we have a substitution for the Flames as Chase Brown will check back into the game. 10-point advantage for Hants North with 16 seconds. Bears still in the press, and they are going to give the foul.
Breton still has 2 timeouts left here, so I don't disagree with this right now. I still think that as slim as the chance is right now.
The 2 timeouts definitely a factor as they can advance the ball, as you mentioned. They really have to hope for basically miss the first one, make the second one, because you want to be able to advance the ball and stop the clock.
Now, Hants North isn't getting into the lane line here, so a miss could result in a quick race up the floor for a quick shot.
And Gorman, he has ice in his veins. He's not going to miss at the line. It's a 12-point advantage now for the Hants North Flames over the Beck Bears. And we have a couple of tweets in. One from Callie Gorman says, "Let's go Flames, you got this." Morris says, "Let's go Flames." And Landon says, "Championship game is my school versus my twin sister's school. Battle of the Twins." I'm not sure how that happened.
That's
but,
interesting.
That's a great tidbit.
Fort McMurray to Port Hawkesbury.
There are a lot of capers out Fort Mac, I'll give you that.
That's true, that is true.
Yep. As Campbell drawing up. Likely a quick inbound for a corner three. I think that's the play he's going to go with right now.
Yeah, they're going to go for a quick three here. Make it. You foul one more time. Miss. Then I would let Hans North dribble this out at that point.
Yeah, at that point you're looking at like 5-6 seconds on the clock. It's just for the ball to go through the air and get to the rim takes time off the clock. You're gonna make long distance shots. It takes a lot longer for it to get to where it's going than if you're just doing a layup.
Right. So a quick make from three right now allows you that ever so slim chance that's worth coaching through. Even right now, it's just good experience for these guys to be coached a little bit.
Stacy gets it into Murphy. He'll take the three. And he
and
banks it home. 2.5 seconds come off the clock there. And Coach Toby White is going to call his final timeout of the half.
So we have a 9-point lead with 12.5 left. Hans North is going to get the ball in the front court. So if I'm the Bears, I'm going to go for a real quick steal before trying to foul, off the chance that you can create a turnover and get another real quick hoop here, and then foul right away.
And it's all threes at this point for the Bears. Your quick two is just not enough time on the clock to make that a factor.
But it's key that Campbell lets these guys know not to foul right away, because you may have the opportunity for a quick steal without wasting that foul and putting them on the free throw line.
And not only that, you think that the Flames will be anticipating a foul. You might get
certainly
a travel or just unexpected play there.
That's right. Even just holding on to the basketball, expecting to be fouled, he may be able to rip that basketball out of the offensive player's hands.
And I think that's the point that Toby White is making to his players right now. There's a good timeout called by him, getting his players composed for every scenario that can come out here, as the Flames hold a 9-point advantage. 12.5 seconds to go.
As we all know in high school basketball, crazier things have happened. So again, as slim as it may be, the chances, you still coach through this, you still play through this on the off chance that you get yourself in a situation. And another three here to make it a 2-possession basketball game, or a 3-possession game, I should say, is not impossible in 12 seconds.
And it's Smith. And they give the foul right away as 0.9 seconds come off the clock. That one's going to go against Jewer. That's his first foul. And it's going to be Griffin Smith heading to the line. Smith can't get the first one to go.
And Hans North does not seem to be getting into the lane line to rebound.
And that's actually not a bad miss from Smith, as there's so much time going to come off the clock.
Plenty of time, but we get another fresh look from Murphy.
And they are going to foul with 1.9 on the clock.
I suppose McSween probably didn't know how much time was still left there. Just going off of instinct there, that's okay.
Yep. But it is going to be the Hans North Flames taking the bronze medal in this year's Cole Bowl Classic.
They've had a great week here, Alex. They've battled through some real close, tough games. Lost a real tough one last night in overtime to Sarek.
Yeah,
so they're going to be happy with coming away with a bronze medal today.
Posting a 5-1 record this week, undefeated in round robin play. As you mentioned, lost the overtime thriller last night to Sarek. And our final score, the Hans North Flames 72, the Breton Education Centre Bears 62. Flames going home with the bronze medal, and the Bears will head home with 4th place. Coming up is our championship game at 2 o'clock, where we have the Holy Trinity Knights and the Sayre Saints. But before that gets underway, we're going to have our 3-point competition. Always a fan favorite. We hope that you stay with us for the championship game, as we'll be back. Game likely won't start for another half hour, 45 minutes or so. We hope you stay tuned for that one. And thank you very much for joining us. And I'm Alex McLeod, signing off.
All right, Alex.